This video is for experiment results. You guys have been asking. I have been wanting to do this video for a while. We're going to talk about putting my books into KU. That was back in May. I put my books into KU about 4.5 months ago. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about the social media experiment that I did in, I think I started that in mid-August. So it's been roughly a month and a half of that. Did my sales go up? Did my income go up? We are going to talk about it and actually take a look at my dashboard sales and compare and see what's happened, because I did take a peek a while back, but I don't actually know yet. So we're going to look together. So come with me. When I was getting ready to sit down and record this, I asked you guys on YouTube, I said, what do you actually want to know? And there were some really great questions here, which a good point that it's tough to see the full results from both experiments. I think KU will definitely get a good picture because there's 3 full months on its own before I started really pushing the social media. But yeah, did the social media strategy make more interaction happen? Everybody's wondering basically about like what the sales have been. Has it been greater or less than? Income comparison, notable benefits, sales differences, difference in reads. Previously, I didn't have any KU reads, so that one is easy to answer. For this series that we're talking about, the Stolen Kingdom series, how did it impact your sales? I do think my sales went down, and we'll look at that in a second, but I think income-wise, you're going to be a little surprised, because that actually, at least from what I was looking at, is not surprising. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying not to spoil it. Let me just get into it. Oh, and this one, I really do want to end with this. Did you feel that it was a good move for you? Did you make more money overall? And like which platforms? This is going to be a very multifaceted video because we're going to talk social media, marketing books in general, income changes, KU, etc. So let's go over to, this is my KDP dashboard. When you're in KU, just so you know, in case you haven't seen my previous videos, it means that you are exclusive, only your ebooks are exclusive to Amazon. So all my print books are still available wide, meaning Barnes & Noble, Books Depository, Amazon, obviously. I think Target and Walmart have the option to buy, and just like where print books typically are located, those are all still the same. But what I did is I pulled my ebooks off of Apple, Barnes & Noble, Nook, Kobo, Google Play, what else? Libraries, I think. And so the ebook is exclusive to KU. So I want to make sure that before we finish this video, that I also remember to look at, did I have sales outside of Amazon for this series? We're going to specifically look at the Stolen Kingdom series, which is what I switched to KU. So let's start with that. This is like part 1, the KU experiment results. If you look at this, this is just, this month literally just started. So this is basically today and yesterday put together. But is there a way to look at last month? Let's see here. So here's the last 30 days. Okay. Royalties estimator. So you can see that like there's some spikes and some days with nothing, or I guess that's page reads. So this lets me know that page reads are included in this estimation of how much I made in the last 30 days. Oh, let me go to this. This is this tab, the royalties estimator. Okay, so you can see we're on 10/1 and today's 10/2. So really we're not getting a good picture. Let's do last month. So you can just get an estimate. This is very low for me. I was like, should I share this in the video? It's embarrassing. I'm so depressed, honestly, at my sales this year. But then I was like, you know what? Full transparency. This is what it is like sometimes. So let's be real. Let's take a look. There are better months when I've published, but I haven't published in 2 years. So my sales have just been on this constant decline, and it's getting really bad at this point. But anyway, let's keep going. So what I want to do is, if I started in KU on May 18th, okay, let's start on the 18th of March. So we're going to get through the 18th of May, March, April, May. That's 3 months, right? Can you hear the construction? I am so sorry. I was trying to wait for a day to film this when they weren't doing that, but it's every single day, all day long. I so apologize if you can hear that. Anyway, my approximate royalties over 3 full months before I put my books into KU was $445. Just for kicks, let's actually start at the beginning of the month. We'll just go January. We'll do 3 months to end of March. So that's 3 full months. So the year started out stronger. I don't remember why. I don't remember what I did as far as marketing. Let's go to February through April, another 3-month span, 660. Let's do March through May. I'm just gonna get kind of a feel for 3-month periods, if that makes sense, and just kind of compare. Because 1 month at a time is hard to compare to. So April through June. All right, so it's going down 572.47. May through July is 530. June through August went up a little bit again, 567. And then this is the last one because we're going to go through September. So July through September, 684.77. Okay, interesting. Wow. So what I'm noticing is, funny enough, these last 3 months, July through September, I've made almost exactly the same as January through March of the beginning of this year, which is so random. But really, the chunk that included KU started here. Let me just draw a line through the sand, as they say. So this is when my book has been in KU. So if you compare the months, 680, 660, 630, 570, 530, 560, 684. It's very much even, honestly. Like, yes, there's a little bit of dips, but honestly, it hasn't changed that much. In fact, when I first put the book into KU in May, it actually went down quite a bit. Royalties estimator. Is the royalties estimator giving you your royalties from 2 months back, or is it for that current month? That's something to consider too. I actually can't remember. I think it's for the current month. So when I first put my book into KU, it was my lowest month all year. Or not lowest month. Let's actually go month by month. Hold on. All right, so we're going to look at May alone. I do want to see it, like, just out of curiosity, what the month by month stuff is like. Wow. 194. What was the month before that? Let's go back, actually, and just look at month by month, just for kicks. Okay, so March was 206. April, 230. May, 195, basically. June, 163, so it's going down. July, 185, really didn't increase that much. And then there's something interesting you're going to see here in August, I believe. 223, actually no, it was September that I did this other marketing tactic. 287. But this, increase, I don't know what to call it exactly, is because of a different marketing tactic that I will talk about in a second. But I just want to point out that, let me just do the full year. Can I just do that? This whole year. So this whole year, now you can kind of see a little graph at the bottom. My royalties, I believe this does count page reads, is just under 2,000, which is really, really not good, honestly. But it is what it is. Actually, oh my gosh, this whole time I've been doing all books, and I meant to do just the Stolen Kingdom. So let's see if that makes a difference. So that's actually a majority of my sales. But I probably should have done the month by month comparison. Oh my gosh. We'll just do one last comparison for anybody who likes to nerd out on stats with me. 3 months, just the Stolen Kingdom series. 353.70. And then I have to put a little plus Draft to Digital plus Google Play, which we'll go look those up. And then 3 months KU only will be the next 3 months, right? 374.63. Now, 353 versus 374. Not a big difference. But keep in mind, and this is going to be hilarious because I already know from peeking what this is going to look like. Okay, so this is Google Play. I do not know how to advertise on this. I literally just throw my books on here hoping that if somebody's looking, they'll find it. But I really am not great at it. This is very, very, very minimal. 359. I swear it used to be more than this, but it has gone way down. So $7 on Google Play before I put the books in KU. And then this is Draft to Digital, so you can see all the places that it used to be, but they're grayed out versus like my other books are still in Apple, Barnes & Noble, Hoopla, Kobo. I'm going to go to reports. I don't love Draft to Digital's reports. They're very hard to read, honestly. You can see that I used to sell books well. That's a higher number. And yet you can also see like last month, 2 books. So I don't know what's happened. I do not understand. My sales have just like, again, they just shot down, and I really don't know what to do about it. I thought this was an option, but anyway, royalties by sales channel so far this year. I think we'll try that one. So you can see before, when I was on, I had Apple, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Everend, I think is a library. I don't remember. Overdrive, I think, is a library. Hoopla is a library. And most of these sales are the Stolen Kingdom before I put my books into KU, because as you saw, it just dropped to 2 books sold this last year. So anyway, I don't know how to separate out if there were any sales of the non-Stolen Kingdom series, but we'll just add this up just to compare. 137.43 cents. So we're gonna add that all up with our $7 from Google Play, which I can't believe, and then the $353.70 from Amazon. My total 3 months before putting my books into KU, specifically the Stolen Kingdom series alone, I believe, made $498.21. And then the 3 months after I put the book series, the Stolen Kingdom series, into KU, it made $374.63. $123.58 less than when I was wide. So it's not a big difference, but if you could, multiply that by 12 months in the year, it's $1,500 potentially that's not being made. And obviously that's not the real number, because as you saw, every single month is fluctuating. Some months I just don't even know. I don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. I really couldn't tell you. Before we talk about KU, is it worth it, experiment results, comparing the fact that it's really funny how similar the income is, I want to just go back and quick talk about social media, because I did run the social media experiment as well. If you saw this video, I will link both of those experiment videos below so you can watch them if you're curious. But the idea with that is I'm going to post 5 times a week. I'm going to talk about a rotation of my books. I'm going to see if the sales increase, right? So I plugged in the royalties estimator from the beginning of the year till now, and this is what the graph looks like. Let's see here if I can give you more specific examples. Oops. So January, a little under 100, a little over 100 in February, same in March, same in April, same in May, same in June, same in July, same in August, and then boom, September is double. So you might be like, wow, Bethany, your social media experiment is working, right? That's what you would think if you were looking at this. However, I know exactly why the September boom happened. And if I can just go to September, I will show you the entirely different marketing tactic that I did, which I have a great experience with and have always really enjoyed. And that is putting my books on sale. So you can't see it here because they're not going to show you where the Stolen Kingdom was put for free. So this is the estimated royalties, and you can see that they literally doubled this month compared to other months because after the sale happened, which was roughly, I want to say right around here when the spike happened, people went on to buy books 2, 3, and 4. And if I had a bigger series, I would have an even bigger spike most likely, because as you can see, the rest of the month, the sales are higher and they're continuing to read the book, whether it's page reads, because sometimes like that $1.22, $1.21 and 57 cents, that's definitely page reads, right? And even the Stolen Kingdom itself, even though it was free back here for a couple days of the month, it still has a tail where people are actually reading it more than they used to with the Kindle page reads and just regular purchases. So if I go back to, I think, my orders page, let's look at September, and you'll see, because I think this will show you the free books too. Yep. Okay, so here, 2,850 free books. But the other book sales jumped as well. You can see it right there. And then there's a tail of 1,400. And then this is the end of the sale, 924, 305. And then it went back to being full price, but it still had 21. And then here it had 1. And so it, honestly, it went back down pretty quickly. But you can see that there's more sales to the other books, even though it looks the same. I don't know. It's hard to tell when there's such a big spike here. You can't really tell. There's just a flat line at the bottom, despite there being more sales this half of the month than this half of the month, if you can kind of see that. There's a lot less the first half of the month. And then I did the sale, and then there's more going on. You can see every day there's some sales. Okay, I have some notes here. Let's talk. I think it's important to say before we trash social media, although I kind of want to right now, that I did struggle with that part of the experiment again. It's just so hard to keep up with it when there's so many other things I want to do in such limited time that it just doesn't feel right for the season. But I keep struggling all year long. I've been struggling with FOMO. I'll have author friends be like, wow, I had a video go viral, or I did really good this month because of my social media posts. And it just makes me want to do it. And obviously you saw my sales. They're really tanking right now. So I thought, well, maybe that's the secret. But here's what I really think. Okay, I'm being super real with you. I don't think there is a secret. I don't even think it necessarily is an overnight success or an accident. I think it's the result of hard work put into one specific area. And I do think, this is going to sound weird, okay? But I do think it is different for each author. So while I think I have a friend who's amazing at social media, and I think it is the secret for her, the secret sauce, whatever, I don't think it is for me, at least not in this season of life. Because when you're going to do something well and have it become your secret marketing tool, again, just quotes, you have to be able to be consistent. You have to like it enough to be consistent. You have to be good at it, or at least have the potential to get good at it. And I do think that those 3 factors, if that makes sense, really contribute to whether or not an author finds their sweet spot in marketing. And my sweet spot right now, as you saw, is putting the books on sale, because I tell my audience and I put them on sale, and that's it. And I have enough books that I can kind of rotate. I was thinking I could do, I don't know, The Queen's Rise next, or I could do just the first book in the series, which is called The Secret Gift. And then in a couple months or 3 or 4 months, I don't know how long, I could go back to The Stolen Kingdom and just rotate, honestly. And that kind of is, weirdly enough, was working for me. Now, that sale, though, was actually a pretty wimpy sale. So it did double my income, but in the past, it has like 10x'd my income or more. So the more you do a sale, the less effective it's going to be, because you've already reached your audience, right? I think that was my 11th sale or something like that. And I don't remember if that's on The Stolen Kingdom alone or if that's counting my other books. But it was like my 11th sale that I've ever run, specifically putting a book for free and being like, here you go, to my same audience. So if I've offered it that many times, you can imagine that a lot of my audience has already gotten it. I don't know what I'm doing here. So what I'm using places like BookBub and other places where you can feature a deal, a sale. And I've used those places enough that they also probably, their audience has seen my book before. A lot of them, not all of them, but it's just a much smaller pool. And unless I figure out a new pool to show the sale to, which I have some ideas where I could do that, then obviously the sale method will eventually stop working, because it's just, I've reached everybody that I can reach, you know what I mean? So there's that to consider. But out of all the things, the 3 things that I've done to market my book over the last 6 months, if you put those 2 time periods together, KU, social media, and running a sale, clearly running a sale did far more for my business in one simple week than all the other work I put into it combined. And again, running a sale, all I had to do was click a few buttons, and then I went and signed up for a BookBub deal, which, oh, you know what? Let me stop myself, because you do have to pay for BookBub. And I think that was like $173 or something like that, 170 something. So I don't want to be one of those authors who, even if by accident, is like, look at how much money I made. Not really, but then I didn't say how much I put into it, because there's that to consider. Social media is free. And putting my books into KU is completely free. They cost time versus running the sale. And well, technically, okay, let me back up again. Running the sale is free too, but then promoting it to certain places was not free. So in the future, I could skip the BookBub. I could skip I'm trying to think where else I even advertised it. It was Written Word Media or something like that, which did better than BookBub, by the way. But whatever the case may be, if I just did a sale, I had this idea where I know that there's a platform where you can connect with other authors. I just have to remember what it's called. And you can basically share your sale throughout other authors' newsletters, and you can kind of do swaps. And I think that would be a brand new audience, right? So that could potentially make the sale much more effective. When it's already a good strategy, it could become an even better strategy. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with KU, because as you saw, my income is literally staying the same. Well, that's not technically true, because technically I did make roughly $145 from the other two places, Draft to Digital and Google Play, and that does add up. So, I mean, I'm already re-enrolled because I just had it on auto re-enroll, so I'm not pulling my book out of KU right now this month, but I could take it off of the auto renew, and then I think I could take the books out November 18th if I wanted to. So that's something to keep in mind. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel like it's worth it, or is it kind of nice to be able to reach new readers and like, hey, maybe those sales will increase and then it'll just kind of even out and match what it used to make on the other platforms? Because I kind of like having the two options. You know, I like having my books on the Stolen Kingdom series in KU to reach those readers. And then I like that my other series is wide so that it can reach readers outside of Amazon. And then that way, both pools of readers can come find the other series. You know what I mean? I like that. Is it smart? I don't know. I don't feel like I know what I'm doing anymore, to be brutally honest with you. So let's come back to you guys' questions. Did you feel like it was a good move? I just kind of answered, I'm not sure. I don't know. And then everybody asking, did it impact your sales? Yes, I did see my sales go down, but my page reads went up. So it evened out. It literally felt pretty even. Noticeable changes? No. It's just the typical, very minimal up and downs of each month. I think my real question, as I am looking at this, is social media really worth it? I just don't feel like it is. I'm finding myself very frustrated with the amount of energy, the output that I have to put in to get very minimal results. It just doesn't feel like it's worth my time and energy right now. I could see how if I was in a different season of life and I didn't have a baby and I wasn't exhausted, literally I'm not sleeping at night, if I, felt like I could put myself together, like literally I'm doing a video and I'm just like, wow. It is what it is. This is the season of life that I'm in, and I just don't feel like social media is it. And I just saw, I couldn't tell you what video it was, but I was listening to something maybe a week ago, and they were talking about how that advice to be on all platforms and be active on all platforms is really not good advice anymore. And I have to agree, because I feel like, first of all, I'm active here, and this is technically a social media platform. It takes a lot of energy to make videos. But then there's TikTok that I'm on, and Instagram, and then there's the billions of other platforms. Technically, I'm on Facebook, even though I don't use it, and I'm not on, what's it called now? It's not Twitter, it's X now, and I'm not on anything else, really. No, that's not true. I'm on Patreon. So just every platform that you add, if you're an author, that's so much energy that you have to put into it. Or you could just kind of park on those places. Like my Facebook page is parked and I haven't checked it in at least a month. There's probably comments there and I probably should check it, but I just feel like pulling back. I don't feel like it's smart to try to do everything, because then you're just doing nothing well. And I'd rather do again, coming back to what I was saying earlier, I think the secret to successful marketing is doing one thing well. All of that matters. One thing, and doing it well. So doing it well, kind of that encompasses being consistent, giving it a lot of your time, giving it a lot of your energy, being passionate about it, and learning how to do it correctly. Because like TikTok posts, there's a whole different thing and a different vibe than Instagram posts. And Instagram Reels, they're more aesthetic still, versus TikTok is almost like a story that you would post on Instagram. Anyway, I'm getting into the nitty-gritty details here, but as much as I still feel the FOMO over, TikTok sells books. I'm going to stop doing this because it's annoying me. As much as I feel frustrated when I see how it can sell books really well, I just don't want to keep pushing myself when I don't have enough time. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'm going to pull back and I'm just going to focus on those sales, because that's once every quarter, maybe do a sale, promote it for just 1 week. Newsletters, which I already do, figuring out how to do those newsletter swaps with other authors potentially on, I cannot think of what it's called. Shoot. Newsletter swap. Okay, Story Origin is one I've heard of. There it is, BookFunnel. That's the one I was trying to think of. And here, let me screen record and show you guys. BookFunnel right here, I've only used it once in the past, very, very briefly, just 1 month when I was on Kickstarter and I was sending my books out. I wanted to use this and I really liked it actually. But here they have a whole section on how author swaps work. I can't show you because I don't have an account right at the moment and I don't want to pay for it right now. But when I'm ready to do a next sale, I think it's $10 a month or something. Let's see. Oh, interesting. They have more now. Okay. Oh, this is like if you wanted to offer a free book, like say that you're sending out ARCs. I don't think you would send out 500, so that would be a great way to send ARCs to your readers. There's the author swaps. Okay. Audiobooks, direct sales delivery. I don't know what that means, but that sounds good. Anyway, I'm really getting on a tangent because this is supposed to be an experiment results video, but this is the results that I ended up getting, is that I want to focus on what works. And I feel like I'll leave my books in KU. I don't know. I'm thinking at least the next 90 days, if not the following 90 days after that, just because I'm reaching a lot of new readers, seeing that the sales went down, but the page reads went quite a bit up. Speaking of page reads, I never actually showed you that page. So this is the Kindle edition normalized pages read page. And so let me just show you last month. This is September. Right there is the sale. And then you can see that the rest of the month, this section, the reads were up. So again, sale being effective there. Funny enough, if we look at the whole year, let me just start at the beginning. January, I had my nonfiction and my duology, my debut series in here before I unpublished it. And then it's just very, very minimal page reads. And then May is when I put the Soul and Kingdom in there. At the end, or no, middle of the month, I think, it went up in June to 16,000 pages and then 21,000 in July, back down in August to 13,000. And that is when I started my social media experiment. So that's really depressing. And then here in September, when I did that sale, 24,000 pages read. And then of course, we're only like 2 days into October. So that is my page reads for 2025. And again, most of them are from the Stolen Kingdom here, as you can see, because it went way up when I put the series in there. Yeah. What do you think? Let me know, because I would really, really love to know if you think I should keep doing social media, if you think I should give that a little bit longer of a try. It was only a month and a half. And like I said, I did struggle. I did have a really hard time because I was trying to also finish writing my book, which I just finished a week ago, a little over a week ago. So that's a good feeling. But of course, that took me away from posting. And then I was very sick and my husband was out of town. So did I really do a good job of posting? Maybe I haven't given it enough of a shot. And I also would love to talk to my critique partner, Brittany Wang, who's very, very successful on social media, and just be like, hey, could you come on my channel and critique my post? Because she knows exactly what I should do differently. Every time I talk to her and she has time, she'll be like, why don't you try this, this, and this, and say it this way, and why don't you use this clip and try to frame it differently? And like, she always has the best advice. So it'd be really fun to just have her kind of do an audit. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And if I could try to convince her to come on my channel. I don't think it would be for a while because she's currently editing her book in Focused, but maybe towards the end of the year when she's done editing, I could maybe convince her to come chat with us and kind of teach us what she knows, because she's brilliant. And anyway, I want to have better results for you guys. I want to be like, wow, it was explosive. It was amazing. But I just don't feel like it is. Again, I feel like the biggest takeaway that I got is that different authors are going to be better at different things. And so there is no secret marketing success tool that is going to work for everyone. So I'm not dissing KU and I'm not dissing social media, despite not loving it for myself right now. I'm just thinking we have to lean into what works and we have to be willing to try new things. And most importantly, if we truly want other people to think that we have a secret, then at marketing, that is, then we have to get consistent. We have to find something we're passionate about and willing to do on a consistent basis. And we have to find something that we can get good at and we can learn how to do it. And I know that I could learn how to do social media. I've learned it before. I just feel like there's some weird block and I'm just not getting it and it's not clicking. And I'm not passionate about it and I can't be consistent. So that tells me, you know, if I can't check those 3 boxes, that that's not the right marketing tool for me right now. It doesn't mean that I'm going to totally back off, but I kind of love that it gives me permission to just let it go a little bit and focus on the books. So that's what I'm going to do.